Child's pose can mean big toes together, knees wide. You can also have the knees closer to each other. You can have the arms stretched ahead, or you can have the elbows down, bring palms together, and bring them to the nape of the neck. You can also bring the palms face up outside of the calves. So allow yourself to find any variation of child's pose that feels good in the body at this moment. Find your breath. Notice its speed, its depth. And then the next time you have an exhale, draw the navel in a bit and really push that last bit of breath out. And then inhale fully, drawing the breath deeper, letting it expand through the rib cage, fill up through the throat. And then exhale through the mouth. Let's do one more of those. Allow the breath to come and go naturally. And on an inhale, tense the fingers, lift the arms from the mat, and lift the head. So you're looking toward your tented hands. We're going to crawl the hands over to the left side of the mat, maybe even off of the mat, keeping a really long spine, keeping that right hip anchored down. And then exhale, lower the head back down. Find some deep breaths here to really open through the right side of the body. On an inhale, lift the head, crawl the hands back through center and all the way over to the right side. Again, first finding a long spine, anchoring that left hip down, and then lowering the head back to the mat. Inhale, come back up, crawl the hands to center. And from here, we're going to play with that activation of child's pose that we visited before. So start by softening down, letting the torso really be heavy. And then on an exhale, draw the navel in, press into the fingertips, feel the shoulders draw away from each other and the back round a little bit. And then inhale, melt. Exhale, drawing in. Inhale, melt. Let's do two more rounds. This time, find your way all the way up to hands and knees. And take a moment to straighten out that left leg. Bend back into it, straighten out the right. Bend back into it. And we'll take a few cycles of cat-cow. Inhaling to lift the tail, lift the heart. Exhaling to tuck the tail, round the back, tuck the chin. Find your way back to a neutral spine. And take a moment here, notice what it feels like to let the torso be heavy, how we kind of naturally tend into that cow shape. And then find neutral, the neutral tilt of the pelvis, the neutral stance of the shoulders, where the heart is neither sunk down nor pushing away, it's floating between the shoulders. And then we're going to take a moment here to just do some gentle circles over the wrists, gripping with the fingertips all the while. And the other direction. Now bring fingertips to point to the outer edges of the mat. Go gently side to side. Continue the rotation. Point the fingertips straight back at the legs. Know that rocking forward will ease the sensation. Rocking back will intensify. Go ahead and flip the hands over so palms are facing up. Fingers are still pointed back toward the legs though. And this time again, rock forward to relieve sensation, rock back to intensify. Bring the hands back to the mat. Go ahead and make sure that the toes are curled under. We're going to crawl the hands in until the hips are on the heels and find a little toe stand here. And we're just going to rock those knees up and down, allowing ourselves a chance to warm up the bottoms of the feet. And then plant the knees, untuck the toes, bring the hands behind you, and this time we'll lift the knees to stretch the top of the feet and into the ankles. Come back to your tabletop. And from here, we're just going to inhale, sweep this right arm up. Exhale, thread it through, right shoulder to the mat, right ear to the mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, thread through. Last one, inhale, lift. Exhale, thread through. Press that right shoulder down. Press the back side of the right hand onto the mat. And then we can inhale, lift this left arm up. Think of stacking the shoulders. It should promote a nice twisting at the navel. And maybe the left hand stays lifted. Maybe we reach it to the low back. Maybe we reach it around and to the inside of the right thigh. Try to bring the back of the head toward the mat. It's not that it's going to necessarily go there, but it allows us to extend the twist into the cervical spine. Keep stacking those shoulders. Keep pressing into the backside of the right arm. Keep breathing. On an inhale, unwind this left arm, lift it straight up. And then exhale, bring the palm back to the mat. Inhale, the right arm lifts out and up. And exhale, plant. Move straight to the other side. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, thread it through. Inhale, lift. Exhale through. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bring it through. Left ear to the mat, left shoulder, the back of the left hand to the mat. Press into that to deepen the twist, and then inhale the right arm up. Gaze toward the fingertips. Maybe bring the hand to the low back. Maybe thread it around to grab the inside of the left thigh. At that point, drawing that right shoulder to stack. Keep pressing into the backside of the left arm. Roll as close to the backside of the head as you can. Try to think of your chin and your shoulder being aligned. So we want both of them drawing open, but depending on the different mobility in those zones, maybe the chin isn't quite aligned with the shoulder one way or the other, and that's fine. Whichever one is more open, we just want to think of getting the other one reaching in that direction. Inhale, release this right arm back until it's reaching straight up. And then exhale, plant the right palm. Inhale the left arm up. Exhale, plant the left hand. Let's take just a couple more rounds of cat-cow to rinse that off, following your own breath. Going to whatever depth here feels best. And then curl the toes under, slide the hands forward to handprint. We're going to continue this cat-cow, but on the exhales, hover the knees. Inhale to lower, lift the chin, lift the heart. Exhale, round in, hover those knees. Inhale, lower, lift the chin. Exhale this time, round in, hover for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press those hips all the way back. Find your downward facing dog. Give the head a little shake. Give the hips a wiggle. We're here for a couple more breaths, so do whatever feels best, whatever feels necessary or wanted. We're going to do just a couple spinal rolls here. So at the start of class especially, it might be a little clunky, that's fine. But we're going to think of that cat-cow undulation of the spine. So on an exhale, lift up onto the tippy toes and rock forward. Keep the chin tucked, keep pressing the mat away so that the shoulders round. And then come to basically a plank, lift the chin, look straight ahead. Bend the knees, lift the tail, and draw your hips back until your chin is the last thing to lower. All right, so feel free to move through that at your own pace. Maybe doing 1 or 2 more. And eventually meeting in a down dog, where we'll lift the right leg into the air. Exhale, step it forward. Lower the left knee, inhale, chest, chin up. Exhale, left foot forward, fold. Inhale, half lift, long spine. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, hands lift. Exhale, bend those knees, fold down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Step the right foot back, lower that knee. Inhale, chest, chin up. Exhale, step it back, downward facing dog. Rock forward to a plank. Lower the knees, rock a little bit further forward than you think, and then bend the elbows in to lower chest and chin. Tuck that tail, plant the pelvis. Inhale, peel upward. Exhale, soften. Inhale, find your way up and back. Downward facing dog. We're here for a couple breaths. So find whatever movement, whatever stillness feels good. One more breath. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Lower the right knee to inhale, chest and chin up. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, soften the knees, fold down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, soften. Slide the left foot back, lower that knee to inhale, chest, chin up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stay here for just a breath. And then we'll rock forward, lower the knees, lower chest, chin. Inhale, pull through. Exhale, lower. Inhale, find your way up and back. Downward facing dog. One breath here. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, knee toward nose. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee toward left elbow. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee toward right elbow. Inhale, lift. Exhale, step that foot forward. Inhale, rise. Come all the way up into your high lunge. Take a moment here to square up the hips. Check that the pelvis is neutral. Feels like a slight tuck of the tail. Option to keep arms lifted or to bring the hands to the low back, interlacing the fingers, and draw the knuckles down the back thigh, inhaling to lift the heart. Keep bending into that left leg. On an inhale, let's all lift those arms back up. And exhale, fold forward, fingertips on the mat. Lower the right knee, inhaling. And then straighten both legs, exhaling. Bend and inhale. Straighten and look back, exhale. Last one. Exhale. Let's keep the stance wide this time. Normally we step the right foot forward and lower that heel. This time, let's really bend deeply into the left leg. Draw the left hip back, right hip forward. And then try to straighten the left leg any amount as feels okay. And really shake the head out. Let it be heavy here. One more inhale. One more exhale. Inhale, bend into this left leg. Curl those hands all the way to the right foot at the back edge of the mat. And from here, we're just going to lower the left knee to inhale, chest chin up. And exhale, straighten both legs, look back. Two more of these, moving with your breath, knowing that we just did this vinyasa at the front edge of the mat, but a different leg was forward. Next time your knee is lowered, we're going to leave it there and set up for a low lunge. We can bring right hand to right knee, hold left thumb and fist, reach that arm up, draw right hip back, left hip forward, tailbone straight down, and then exhale. Bend into this right leg any amount. On an inhale, let's sweep the right arm up, open both palms to face one another. And then cactus the elbows out to the side, palms face forward. Draw the low ribs toward the hip points, creating some engagement of the core here, and then lift the heart. Shoulders come toward one another on the back. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hinge forward. From here, we're going to step this right foot back to where the knee can land next to the left. So we're in a tabletop again. 2 rounds of cat-cow. Find your way to neutral. Slide the hands forward a handprint, tuck the toes under. And we're going to move through a vinyasa. So rock forward to plank, lift those knees. Exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, pull through and up. Exhale, half push up and back. Downward facing dog. Step the feet forward a footprint. Creating a little shorter stance here. We're going to slide the right fingers back, tent them outside of the right foot, or catch onto the right ankle, the right calf. Draw left shoulder back, right shoulder forward, gaze between the feet. Try to liberate this left foot. Find stillness here. There can be steadiness even if there are wobbles. Lower the left leg if it's lifted. Bring the right hand back to the mat. Lower the knees, bring them wide, big toes together. Set the hips back onto the heels. Keep the torso upright. Close the eyes. Find your breath here. The first thing that we're going to do here is something we do pretty often where we find a couple pressure points throughout the body. So let's go ahead and cross right hand closest to the body, left hand furthest, cross the forearms. Put middle fingers atop index fingers, and then let your index fingers find the points on the shoulders where your bra straps normally sit. I like to reach a little over the crest of the shoulder and then pressure my way back straight down. And then let the shoulders soften away from the ears. Feel how that maybe increases the sensation here, exposing those pressure points a little more fully. Take deep breaths here, noticing with the rise and fall of the shoulders, how the sensation changes. Soften through the face, the jaw. On your next exhale, slowly release, hands back to the legs. Sit here for a couple breaths. On an inhale, we'll bring the arms back in front of us. This time, left arm will be closer to the body. We'll again cross at the forearms. We're going to find a different pressure point. So this one is a muscle of the chest. It's typically beneath your collarbones by a couple inches, and it takes some finding. I prefer not to stack my fingers and press in, but rather to poke straight in with the tip of my index finger for this one. So allow yourself a moment to just kind of explore. Feels a little like you're giving yourself your monthly exam, But really we're staying above the chest in just right below the collarbone by an inch or two. And so find that point where you again feel some pressure. Soften the shoulders down. That'll intensify the sensation a little bit. And then close the eyes. Feel the rise and fall of the chest as you breathe here. And notice how that affects the sensation. On your next exhale, gently release the hands back to the legs. Take a moment to just breathe, to sit in the aftermath. And before we leave this space, we're going to engage in a specific pranayama, Kapalabhati rhythm, skull shining breath. So it will be a forced exhale and a passive inhale. So just like a vacuum, when we draw the navel in, we push the air out of the lungs. That empty space is what draws the air back in. So if you have a headache, if you have anything going on pressure system wise that feels like it might not be conducive to this, then just continue with normal breath. If, however, it feels okay to do so, on your next exhale, exhale everything from the lungs. Inhale fully. Fast exhale, passive inhale. Inhale fully. Exhale through the mouth, let it go. Notice the lingering effect. Pay special attention to the skull, the face, the eyes even as they're closed. You might have a little bit of an energetic awareness of sensation throughout the head. And on an inhale, we'll open the eyes, we'll sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, hinge forward, find your tabletop once more. Curl the toes under, bring the core up, and then lift just this left knee behind you. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. This time it's a hold. We're going to pulse up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach this right arm forward and then sweep it back behind you. Grab the far side of the left foot, coming around the top of it, and then press that foot into that hand. Toes can be untucked or tucked on this bottom leg, but kick the foot into the hand, feeling the arm and the leg straighten any amount. Hold here for 3, 2, 1. Lower that left leg back to the mat. Give the hips a couple circles. Either direction. And then from here,
We're gonna lift that left leg once more, bending that knee, and then step the foot toward the left hand. Curl the right toes under, lift that knee, and then lower the right heel 90 degrees. Inhale, windmill the arms up. Find your warrior two. Check here. It can be really easy to let the legs be a little passive, or let the hips be a little passive, I should say. We want to really recruit them by drawing sit bones toward each other. Left knee reaches out toward the pinky toe edge of that foot. We can press down to the outer edge of the right foot. Soften the shoulders from the ears. Bend into the left leg any amount. Find that point where it feels like you're having to work a little bit here. Use the breath to find steadiness. On an inhale, straighten the left leg, lower the right hand to the right leg, and sweep the left arm over the ear. Exhale, bend back into this left leg. And we're going to bring both hands down inside of that left foot. Pivot on the back foot, lower the right knee. So we have both hands inside the left foot. We're in this kind of lizard setup. We're going to exhale, crawl the fingers in, straighten the left leg. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. This one's a hold. So we're in an abducted half split. Abducted meaning drawing away from midline. Flex the toes back, but know that that foot is reaching toward the corner of the mat. It's not directly ahead in a straight line out of the hip socket. Draw left hip back, still right hip forward, and then bend the elbows any amount, lowering the torso any amount in the process. One more breath here. Inhale, bend back into this leg. And this time we're going to hold here. So set up for lizard pose in whatever way you prefer, whether that means lowering to the forearms, maybe reaching this left arm open in a twist. One more breath here. Inhale, lift the torso up. And we're not going far. We're just going to heel toe the left foot across the mat. Lower the knee and find your pigeon pose. Right, so we did lots of ranges of motion right in a row here on this left hip, with the idea being that maybe by the time we enter external rotation, which is usually one of the harder ranges of motion, maybe it feels a little more prepared. All right, so you can keep the torso upright or you can relax the torso forward. If you do come forward at all, still think of dragging left knee back, right knee forward, squaring the hip. And wherever you are, soften through the face. If your head's on the ground, then allow that pressure between the eyes to be what relaxes it. If the head's far off the ground, you can either bend the elbows and bring the butts of the palms to the eyebrows, Or if you can go a little bit lower than that, you can stack the fists one on top of the other and bring the space between the eyebrows to the top fist. And of course, you can play with any other hand variation from there to just get lower and lower and lower. Find your breath here. Allow it to be deep and nourishing. One more complete cycle. And then use the inhale to crawl the hands in. We're going to plant the hands, curl the right toes under, send this left leg back and up, and lower the foot toward the mat. So we're in downward facing dog at the back edge. Give the head a shake. And we're going to do something we don't normally do. We're actually going to only have spun a half circle, and we're going to go the other direction. So we spun a half circle to the right, working the left side. Now we're going to spin a half circle to the left, working the right side. So we'll start by inhaling this right leg up, and then exhale, knee toward nose or forehead. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee toward right elbow. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee toward left elbow. Inhale, lift. And exhale, step that foot through. Set up for your high lunge. Reaching those arms up as you arrive in an upright position. Square the hips, anchor the tailbone down, and then bend into this right leg any amount. Option to stay here, or to interlace fingers the awkward way at the low back and slide the knuckles down the left leg, reaching this heart up as you do so. Again, still think of engaging the core here. Think of lifting the heart. I just had the most satisfying pop of my back. I wish that happiness upon each of you. Inhale, unlace the fingers, reach those arms up. Exhale, bring them forward. Lower fingertips to the mat, lower the left knee to the mat. Inhale. Exhale, straighten both legs any amount, look back. Inhale, bend, look up. Exhale, straighten, look back. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten and hold. Keep this long stance today. Bend into the right knee, pull right hip back, left hip forward, and then straighten the right leg any amount, not worrying about how straight it gets. Let the head be heavy, you can even shake it out. On an inhale, bend into this right knee. And then we're going to crawl those fingers all the way to the left foot at the back edge of the mat. Again, finding this Parsvottanasana Vinyasa. Lower the right knee, inhale, chest chin up. Exhale, straighten, look back. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend and hold. Left hand to left knee, reach the right arm up, thumb and fist. Find your low lunge. Draw low ribs to hip points. Option to inhale the left arm up, palms facing one another, or to cactus the arms out if you did so on the other side. And gently lean back into the shelf of the shoulders. Keep drawing the low ribs in to prevent the flaring of the ribs. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hinge forward. Hands on the mat. Bring this left leg back in line, knee next to the right knee. Send the hips back. So we're seated upright. Let the hands come to the thighs. We're doing this in just a slightly different order this time. And our breath this time is not going to be a provoking one, it's going to be a grounding one. So as we inhale, it'll be a normal inhale through the nose. And as we exhale, we're going to do Brahmari or bee's breath, where we hum gently. And know that there are different frequencies, obviously, that you can hum at. Some might be more soothing and nourishing than others for yourself. For me, always a lower hum feels a little bit better in my body. So we'll exhale everything from the lungs. Inhale through the nose. Exhale with a hum. Make sure you're really relaxing through the face all throughout. Last one. Exhale through the mouth, let it go. Notice the after effect of that breath. On an inhale, sweep the arms out to the sides and up. Grab opposite elbows overhead. Draw those elbows back. Shoulders are drawn away from the ears and down. Try to knit the low ribs in here. And then we're going to lower right ear toward right shoulder and gently let the chin drop a little bit. So you might feel this as a stretch in the left side of the neck. Inhale up through center. Switch elbows in front. And then exhale, left ear toward left shoulder, and then let the chin drop forward a bit. So we're stretching the right side of the neck. Inhale up through center. Release the grip. Let the hands find their way back into a tabletop. Bend the right knee, lift that leg. And we're going to lower and lift. Lower and lift. Lower, lift and hold. Reach this left arm forward and then sweep it back, grabbing the far edge of the right foot. Kick the foot into the hand. Keep drawing the right
Shoulder back, left shoulder forward. Kick foot into hand. Hold here for 3, 2, 1. Lower that right leg. Lower the left hand. Find your way up and back to a downward facing dog for just a moment. Step the feet forward a bit. And drag the left fingertips back. Tent them outside of the left foot or grab onto the left foot or leg. Gaze between the feet at a spot on the mat. And then lift this right leg up behind you if possible. Exhale, lower. Left hand forward, lower back to the knees. Look forward, lift this right leg, bent again. And then step the right foot toward the right hand. Curl the left toes under, lift that knee, then lower the heel 90 degrees. Inhale, bring the arms up, torso up, warrior 2. Again, draw sit bones toward each other, right knee opens. Shoulders are drawn away from the ears, and then look toward the right fingertips. Inhale, straighten the right leg, lower the left fingertips to the left leg, reach the right arm up over the right ear. And exhale, windmill the hands down inside of the right foot, pivot on the back foot, and heel to the right foot out a little. Lower the left knee. Exhale, straighten the right leg, rocking the hips back. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten and hold. Our half monkey pose. Draw right heel back, left knee forward. Melt the torso any amount. On your inhale, bend back into the right leg and set up for your lizard. So we're staying bent this time. If you took a twist last time, do so again. If you lowered to your forearms last time, do so again. Inhale, crawl those hands in, lift the torso up. Heel toe the right foot across the mat and find your way into your pigeon. From a little bit different method than we typically do. Once you're there, choose either to stay upright or to relax the torso forward. But try to really release through the face while you're here. We want to isolate this into the hips. So right knee draws back, left knee draws forward, but the hips are still heavy. The torso is still heavy. And you can set up to add a little pressure into that space between the eyebrows. On an inhale, crawl the hands back in, lift the torso up, roll to the outer edge of the right hip, swing this left leg around. From here, we can grab the back sides of the legs and roll our way onto our backs. Take a moment here to wiggle. And then we're going to bring the right hand to the outside edge of the left knee. Lower the right foot to the mat. And we're going to cross the ankle of the left leg over the right knee. And then let the legs just fall to the right. All right, now from here, the left arm can be open out to the left. Or if it feels accessible, we can do a double bind where this right foot is captured by the left hand. And we're trying to create a twist to where the left knee and both shoulders keep contact with the mat. If anything has to lift, let it be the left knee, okay? Keep the shoulders planted. But create a nice long twist here. Think of reaching a little bit out of the tailbone so that we're not just kind of crumpled up into our pelvic girdle at all. Even while maintaining integrity here, soften where you can. Grow heavy where you can. On an inhale, release the hands out to the sides. Use the core to draw those legs back up into center. And then we're just going to switch. So left foot lowers to the mat. Left hand comes to the outside edge of the right knee. The ankle crosses over the left. Lower those legs as a unit to the left side. Right arm reaches out to the right. If we want to engage in this double bind, we can catch the left foot with the right hand. And again, try to keep both shoulders planted, even as you lower the right knee across the body, as much as feels okay. Reach out of the tailbone. Gently release. Arms open to the sides. Use the core to draw the legs back up. And then take a moment just rocking side to side with those legs in particular. And notice if there's anything else your body seems to be craving. That might mean a back bend, it might mean a twist, it might mean legs up the wall Shavasana, it might mean seated Shavasana, seated meditation. Take a moment, whatever seems to be calling to you, and go ahead and set up for it. If you are in your final shape of class, allow yourself to really soften into it. Release holding wherever it might be. Scan through the entire body, melting muscle away from bone.
And whether you're seated or lying down, feel the support of the earth beneath you, your mat, the floor of the place you live in, and beneath that, so much else, so much more. In these last couple moments of stillness, of quiet, allow the thoughts to simply settle. Sometimes it helps to direct the mind to the breath, using it as an anchor, or alternatively, to focus on just this awareness of being. It's almost like picturing yourself from above, as if you were standing right behind you, and just experience what this is to be in the bounds of this body, to have this breath moving through you. Feel the tingling on your skin, the pulsing of the blood in your veins. Let it be enough to just be here, to just be in general. Begin to deepen the breath, cueing to your body that you're about to move again. On an inhale, if you're seated, and if you're not, you can make your way there. We'll sweep the arms out to the sides and up, palms touching overhead. And then we'll exhale, thumbs pausing at the forehead, recognizing this physical body and all it does for us. Thumbs pausing at the mouth, recognizing this breath and all it does for us. And thumbs coming to rest at heart center, recognizing that intelligence within, that thing that gives us all sensation. It gives us desire, it gives us contentment, it gives us passion and curiosity. It gives us the motivation to chase things of interest. And it tells us when to let go. So we can recognize that too. Namaste.